and welcome to Midnight 29's reading of The Party Adoption. This is Chapter 12. Nearly an hour had passed since Pinkie Pie got home with her adopted daughter. Scootaloo had been sleeping peacefully, probably the first time in years since she had turned into the life of a street rat. When she arrived there, the cakes were already asleep. Now that she had bought time for talking to them later, Pinkie Pie decided to get herself into bed and sleep with Scootaloo. While she only had one bed, she could only worry about that later. For now, it didn't matter. Upon getting in, she covered herself and her new daughter with a blanket that had her cutie mark on it, then brought the filly close to her for keep her warm and safe. "Tomorrow, me and you are going to have lots of fun, my little Angelius," Pinkie Pie said as she fell asleep with her daughter, holding her close to her stomach. However, the peaceful sleep was not destined to last for long. Scootaloo woke up yelling, tears streaming down her face. She couldn't see very well due to the tears in her eyes and accidentally ran into the corner, at which point, noticing the barrier, the filly took a fetal position, and while still crying, stuttered while putting her hoofs over her head. "Don't take me away! Please don't take me away!" Pinkie Pie jolted awake. Once she heard the cries of her adopted daughter, she jumped off the bed with terror in her heart, and following the cries of fear, Pinkie Pie went towards the bathroom, where she saw Scootaloo crying her eyes out. If there's anything that Pinkie knew about parenting, is that a parent must always protect his or her child from dangers at all costs, until the child will be able to face it alone. Pinkie Pie brought Scootaloo in her hoofs and said with a calming voice, "Shh, it's okay, I'm here," Pinkie Pie said as she rubbed her filly's back. "Mama's here, don't worry, no monsters will eat you, no pony will take you away, or anything else," Pinkie Pie said calmly. Scootaloo, through the vision obstructed by tears, could see the shape of her mother. She sniffed, and some of her salty snot in her nose went back in. It was horrible. Scootaloo couldn't say it. The dream she experienced was far too much for the young filly's abilities to comprehend and speak of. Pinkie Pie stopped rubbing Scootaloo's back, and placed one hoof on her rump and the other around Scootaloo's waist, and then gave her an all-encompassing hug. Scootaloo looked up at her pink mother with teary red eyes. "I dreamt they took me away to an orphanage, and I wouldn't be able to see my friends ever again, or have use a mother," Scootaloo said as she resumed to sob heavily. Pinkie Pie broke the hug and put Scootaloo down on the floor. The pink mare looked at the filly in the eyes and patted Scootaloo softly on her mane. "Don't worry, sweetheart. You will never ever go to an orphanage now. You have me. You have your new aunts, and most importantly, you have a family now. I love you so much. You are my precious little filly, and nothing in the world shall change that," Pinkie Pie said in a motherly voice as she carried her filly back to the bed and laid back with her. Scootaloo, once back in bed, felt tears breaching out once again, but these weren't tears of sorrow, but tears of joy. The filly turned round and looked at her mother in her bright blue eyes and said, "Thank you, Mum, for giving me a wonderful home and a family," she said, and she hugged her mum. The rest of the night went smoothly, as Scootaloo slept soundly with her mother. No more bad dreams that night, only black. The night passed by fast, and Pinkie Pie woke up with a light yawn. She looked around her and saw Scootaloo sleeping soundly. Instead of waking her up, she decided to wait and take a shower real fast. She went to the bathroom down the hall, leaving her alligator to watch. A few minutes passed. Scootaloo woke up with blurry eyes due to sleeplessness. Something immediately caught her attention, and that something was the sound of water hitting the ground. It sounded like some pony was taking a bath. The filly observed the room, still snugly wrapped in the pink blanket in Pinkie's bed. She doesn't really have much, besides party staff and her pet alligator. He was just staring at Scootaloo like a soundless animal, or, like many would say, a reptile. Scootaloo's ears moved a bit, hearing the sound of the water stop. She put the pillow upwards, so she could just lay on the pillow in her back. The filly heard the floor crackling like some pony was coming closer. Scully started shaking, and when a pink figure came into the doorway, she started begging, "Please don't hurt me!" It would seem that Diamond Tiara did to her still had effects on the poor filly. Pinkie Pie stopped near the doorway, surprised at her little filly's response. Though Pinkie had a towel over her body, she walked over to her daughter and gave her a kiss on the forehead, speaking in a motherly tone. "It's okay, sweetheart. It's just me, silly filly." She gave Scully a noogie. Then an idea came to mind. I think Scully deserves breakfast in bed," she said. "Stay right there, sweetheart. I need to, go at something," she said, leaving Scully in the bed. Pinkie galloped in the kitchen, and instead of making candy or even sweets, she decided to make a healthy food for Scully. By the looks of that filly, she needed a lot of it, since she was malnourished. Pinkie got out some hay fries, about 5 apples. Pinkie knew that cakes had some food that wasn't candy. The pink mare started making this very special food for her daughter, smiling the whole time. After about 10 minutes, Pinkie finished the special dish and placed it on a tray, then put it on her back and walked upstairs slowly, as she didn't want to spill it on the floor. Upon coming upstairs, she went to check on the twins, but they were still sound asleep. Pinkie smiled and continued to her bedroom, which was right next door to the twins. Upon walking in, she saw Gummy, her pet alligator, next to Scuddly, and the latter was just cowering under the covers. The small filly had never really met Pinkie's pet, so she didn't know if it could hurt her or not. Scuddly looked to the doorway and saw Pinkie standing there with a tray of food on her back. She sat up and said, "I'm not scared of this alligator, I just, Scully looked at Gummy in the eyes and continued, "I was just testing it. Yeah." Pinkie stepped an inch from the bed, and soon was up next to her. She picked up the tray on her back with a hoof, and placed it on the bed, about 1 inch from Scully, then picked up Gummy and said, "I'll just take him with me out there, so you don't get scared," Pinkie said with a bright smile. When she saw the pink pony leaving the room, Scully freaked out. "Wait!" Scully exclaimed, before continuing. "Can you please stay with me? I don't want to be alone," Scully said as she brought the tray closer. Filly didn't feel like being alone. She's new to the home and just wants to be near her mom. Pinkie was still smiling. "Oh, okay, I'll stay," she said, as she placed Gummy down on the dresser. She then sat in the bed corner, a little bit close to Scully. Pinkie then wrapped a foreleg around Scully's waist. "Go on, eat, Scully. It won't bite." "Hee," Pinkie said with a cheerful tone. Scully started eating her food slowly but surely. She was starting to eat faster, and all she had left were the 5 apples on her plate. "These are so good, Mom," Scully said with glee, returning to her food. Pinkie just smiled and rubbed Scully's back while the filly ate. Pinkie was starting to daydream, imagining all the fun she can have with Scully, all the board games and lots of more they can do. Scully looked up at her mum and her ears dropped and her smile was now that of a sad tone. Did I say something to upset you?" Scully said, as she just got her new mother's and didn't want to upset her. Maybe she was overreaction, but maybe she wasn't. Hearing her daughter's voice, Pinkie snapped out of her daydream and looked at Scully. She looked about to cry. Pinkie gave her a quick hug. "No, sweetheart, you didn't upset me. I was just thinking about how much fun you and me will have together," Pinkie said, smiling as she picked Scully's tray up. It only had about 3 apples left on it. "Come on, sweetheart, I think your new grandparents might be waking up soon. Want to help me bake?" Pinkie Pie said, as she tried her hardest to make Scully smile. "Yeah!" Scully screamed in excitement. She was going to cook with her mother. Scully ran out of the room, getting a head start from Pinkie. When she got to the kitchen, she was surprised Pinkie had somehow got to the kitchen before her. "But you were just upstairs. How did you—" Pinkie Pie placed a tray of cupcakes and giggled. "Oh, silly filly, I got down here using something I like to call pink magic," she said, as she started making another batch of cupcakes. Though Scully was still confused even after Pinkie said that. Scully thought as she approached her counter and stood beside her mother. She heard a bell sound. It was the sound of the bell on top of the door. A Cyan Pegasus walked in. Rainbow Dash walked up to the counter. "Hey guys, do you think you could come to the library soon? The Heckhead's got some news about Diamond Tiara's little incident with Scoots," she said as she walked behind the counter and patted Scully on the head. Scully giggled as Rainbow patted her, but was also shocked that Diamond Tiara was not dealt with yet. "I hope she gets what she deserves," Scully mumbled. Rainbow walked to the exit and said, "Well, I'll see you two at Twice Place. And remember what I told you, Squirt. Stay awesome," she said, as she took flight and flew away. Well, that is the end of chapter 12. Next week will be the last episode where we hear what happens to Diamond Tiara. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next week. Stay brony!